Image result for Rick Porcello. The Boston Red Sox rotation is one huge question mark with exorbitant salary commitments and questionable performances. How much of an impact are injuries? David Price paid a visit to the repair shop to have a pesky cyst removed. Nathan Eovaldi missed a large chunk of the season and may or may not be 100%. And 5 years with $145 million attached to a questionable arm of Chris Sale leaves potential gaping holes in the rotation. Rick Porcello may be gone unless he magically takes a nice hometown discount, but that is a pipe dream, and based on his dismal 2019, it may be best for both parties to have an amicable divorce. The bright spot was almost 20-game winner Eduardo Rodriguez, who is safely under team control. What the Red Sox need is depth, health, and cheap. This will be a lean and mean fiscal offseason for the Red Sox, and the rotation will have a nice diet with no more fatty contracts to increase the fiscal cholesterol. Where do you go for cheap? And cheap means deep trouble on the hill unless you get lucky. Internally, there is Stephen Wright, who is also in the pitching recovery ward. Wright is cheap and also has done zip since 2016 when he was an all-star and went 13-6 in an injury-shortened season. Wright tossed 6.1 innings for his $1.375 million and could face an increase in arbitration unless the Red Sox just jettison him. But the risk-reward is Wright could be back if he is reasonably healthy. Jolly Chasen and Andrew Cashner were both targeted by Dave Dombrowski to fortify the rotation. All they managed was to fortify American League hitters. Chasen could get a minor league deal, with the only real potential loss being baseball swatted into the Gulf of Mexico during spring training. Cashner worked his way to the bullpen but could get some interest in Boston or elsewhere. Externally is the free agent market, and if Tom Yawkey was running the show, it would be budget be damned and get Jarrett Cole, but that is not on the possible list. What is on the list is potentially cheap and even the occasional mid-priced risk adventure. But just who? How many? What is the budget? What part of Porcello's $21 million could or would be used? Michael Wacha made 24 starts for the Cards, 6-7, 4.76, and was compensated at $6.35 million and may be in the market for a low-end incentive-loaded deal to build up his market value. Wacha lost a tick or two on his fastball, 93.1 V, and has a career-high 1.8 HR/9 and 3.9 BB/9. Not encouraging, but in the Red Sox world this is the inventory to target. Drew Smyly finally got on the mound, and that is either good or bad news. Good for the hitters and bad for the $7 million in checks being written. Smyly, 4-7, 6.24, is a lefty whose price is undoubtedly down. Smyly is a pitcher who moves the ball around with a curve, slider, and passable fastball. Downside? A fly ball pitcher, 44.5%, and it shows career 1.4 HR/9. Tanner Roark is a 33-year-old righty who had a decent season, 10-10, 4.35, to earn, depending upon your definition of earn, is $10 million. Roark may get a salary repeat and a possible 2-year deal. If the Red Sox have some wiggle room, Roark could get a look. Brett Anderson represents either good scouting or dumb luck. Anderson bagged 13 wins for the A's at a paltry $1.5 million. The lefty will be available, but based on his season, expects a multi-year deal somewhere. Ditto for soon-to-be slightly less expensive lefty Martin Perez, 10-7, 5.12. A Porcello contract clone is right-hander Cole Hamels, coming off a 7-7 season and $20 million from the Cubs. Hamels is now 36 years old and will get a fraction of his salary based on 2 less than spectacular seasons. Then there is baseball triage, and the names are notable for various degrees of past success. Irvin Santana, Marco Estrada, Shelby Miller, and even Gio Gonzalez. Probably a few more on the list, but that is just as simple. Maybe one will revive his career? The problem is looking at what is available internally and externally certainly does not bolster hopes for 2020 with limited payroll in the picture. Of course, a trade could happen for a more significant pitcher or to free up payroll to allocate. The names of Jackie Bradley Jr. and Mookie Betts consistently surface, but if the Red Sox hold their hands there will be a real crapshoot in the rotation.